Adam, this is Tom Holland. Scary is anything that reminds us that we're going to die. Scary is anything that disturbs our denial of the inevitable. All art, all horror movies are ways of trying to deny or to deal with the inevitability of our own death. So scary is realizing that you're going to die.
What is scary?
Anything that does not allow me to be who I am. I would say being kidnapped.
Staring your own demons in the eye.
Children who are abducted.
Loved ones dying.
Forced into awful things. It's helpless.
Reality. What is scary?
There's something growing on my back the size of a chip.
Home invasions are scary.
Last night I paid $9 for a glass of beer.
Loss of control.
Scary is loss of control.
Whether your own or that of another.
Losing control is scary.
What is scary? Hell with that. What's not scary?
With one thing and one thing.
I think in order to answer what is scary, I've got to preface by explaining what fear is.
What is scary?
It all stems from your sense of well-being and losing your sense of well-being.
When you find yourself doing something that goes against every single natural instinct that you have.
I'm Jonathan W. Hickman, and you're watching The Film Fix. This week we have a filmmaker who is near and dear to me, Adam Barnick. Adam is living in New York City, and he has worked on a number of projects. You've worked on Grace, done a lot of behind-the-scenes work on that. You've worked on Frozen, which is out on DVD now. Both Grace and Frozen are out on DVD now. And you have a feature documentary that we're going to talk about called What is Scary? And maybe we can start by you talking about working on these great horror films that are now available on DVD. Adam, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me on, Jonathan. It's good to be here.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about your behind-the-scenes work, and then we'll sort of gravitate over to your filmmaking.
Okay, the behind-the-scenes kind of started as a lark. I met Paul Salek because we both had short films that came out on Fangoria's Blood Drive series, where they were distributing up-and-coming filmmakers' horror movies on DVD. We did a lot of press together, we did a lot of promotion together, and started talking about what is going to happen next. And Paul went and did a big-budget short film that was all the key beats of the first act of his screenplay, Grace, in order to raise money to get the feature going. And he talked about me working on it, but we didn't really know what I would do. And I think he just, as a lark, said, "You want to come out and shoot a behind-the-scenes documentary?" And I hadn't done one of those, like, ever. But I had done a lot of interviews and journalism, and I'd worked on a lot of sets, so I figured I knew how to speak to people and not just ask for silly anecdotes. We could do something, smart. So I came out and shot that, and I did like a 3 or 4 minute sort of razzle-dazzle one for him, and then like a 30-minute one, which was much more just for like the crew. And the short film one I gave to the people who ran Fangoria, and it helped them, Paul, get his premiere at the Weekend of Horrors in Los Angeles. It cut their post-production time by like 2 months, so he had to scramble, but that helped him get a lot of attention, and that actually was one of the first things that led him on the path where Adam Green was going to produce the feature version.
So you had some experience doing interviews, but behind the scenes isn't all about interviews. It's about capturing the action as it unfolds on set, and it's become kind of, I guess, a secondary business for you, because your first love is actually making movies, right?
Yeah, I mean, I did not train in documentary work or in doing EPKs or behind the scenes, which I don't want to discredit that format, but I think it's kind of helped that I just come from a strict narrative background. So really, I'm trying to make films about films instead of just talking heads complimenting each other excessively with a montage. Like, I'm really looking for storytelling.
Getting away from your behind-the-scenes work, I know that you worked on Frozen, and that must have been some amazing experience because it was actually shot outside with all the snow and everything. And anyone who sees that movie will certainly want to watch your work. But you had a really exciting short film called Mainstream. And that sort of put you on the map. It was on the Fangoria Blood Drive 2.
Right.
You joined us on the radio years ago when I used to do the radio show and talked about that. And so did Paul, which was kind of neat. And so now, now you have an opportunity to take the behind-the-scenes work that you did and do something that is like a documentary, but it's sort of a hybrid. It's called What is Scary? Can you tell us a little bit about that project? I know you're still cutting it.
Yeah, I've really just begun post. And the teaser that's going around now, which I'm sure you'll have included with this.
Absolutely, we're going to show that.
Was really to explain to people who I may still have involved just what I'm going for. I don't think the finished version will differ too much in terms of format. I think it'll be slightly more polished. But not too much more, because the whole idea behind it was after Mainstream, you know, I got a lot of attention, but it's, you know, it takes a long time to get other stuff going. And I was like, okay, I don't even have a camera right now. What else can I really do? And, you know, I did behind the scenes, but also I was like, okay, if I don't even have a camera, how do I make a movie? And I just kept thinking about what to do. And there's this film with a similar approach called Phone Sex that a director called Steve Balderson did, where he asked people to call him and answer the question, what is sexy?
If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again. What is sexy? A tilt of the head.
Sexy, c'est quand il y a de l'innocence.
From below, well-shaped eyebrows.
Sexy
is probably a biochemical reaction.
Provoque en moi les premiers frissons.
I was standing there for like an hour and a half watching it, and I'm not going to say why I was there.
Horrible DVD. Usually they have like a story. You got your channel. If you got a really huge.
Why am I telling you?
Now I'm really intrigued by what's going to come out of my mouth next.
What are you wearing? What are you wearing?